Hey there, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. Woody Bendle here from Next Level Growth Strategies. This week's business tip is an approach to solving a challenge every business owner and business leader can benefit from. Now, this challenge or dilemma is something every organization we meet with faces. And in many cases, this is only becoming a bigger and ever increasing issue. And if you don't address this head on, you're only going to get further and further behind your competitors. So, what I'm talking about here is the drip dilemma. Not sure what that is? Well, given this is something every single organization we speak with is struggling with, I know you're going to want to stick around because this week's business tip is definitely for you. All right, welcome back everyone. And before we dive on in, if you're a fan of our videos, be sure to give us a like and go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss out on one of our weekly business tips. Okay, so this week we're going to lay out an approach for dealing with your organization's DRIP problem. What's that, you say? Well, DRIP stands for Data Rich, Information Poor. And I actually like to spell DRIP with two I's, and I'll explain that here in a few seconds. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain the notion of DRIP because, like I said, this comes up in nearly every conversation we have with business leaders. And about a dozen years ago, I wrote a couple blog articles related to this issue that Tom Peters first drew attention to in his best-selling book, In Search of Excellence. Now, believe it or not, this book was first published back in 1982. Back before the whole world became digital and the information age got on steroids. Just think about that for a moment, though. DRIP was a problem most organizations were struggling with back then, and it's only becoming more of a challenge. And this is for a variety of reasons that I lay out in those blogs that I wrote a while back. And by the way, if you're interested, you'll find the link to those down in the description below. But the bottom line is that many organizations are drowning in a rapidly rising sea of data, and very few are even scratching the surface of its true potential. Now, I'm not trying to throw water on your drip parade, but I can definitely say with 100% certainty that there is no silver bullet nor an easy button when it comes to solving your organization's drip challenge. But there is absolutely a proven approach or framework for realizing the potential and promise of your organization's data and eliminating the drip. I personally like to frame the approach to solving the drip dilemma with a pyramid. The foundation does actually start with the D in drip, and that's data. It's important to understand that data are there for decision making and improving decision making. This is by either reducing the time to make decisions or improving the impact of a decision. To establish a strong and useful data foundation, you first need to know what decisions you need to make, and this tends to be very unique for every organization. Next then, you need to determine what will allow you to improve your decisions, and this informs the type of information and data you need, when you need it, how you need to see it, etc. Ultimately though, this boils down to knowing what is relevant for your organization. Once you've done this, you next need to put in place mechanisms and processes to collect, store, monitor, and govern all of your data. At this point, however, all we have is data, but it should be good, accurate, and useful. The next step in solving your organization's drip dilemma is the science of processing and transforming your data resources into information. Now, this can be done a number of different ways, and there have been a ton of advancements in the tools that help with this, such as ETLs and business intelligence and reporting tools. And while at this point we do have information, this is where the second I in DRIP comes in, and that I is insight. And this is why I say there is no silver bullet nor easy button for solving DRIP. And the reason for that is this. The next step in solving this dilemma takes us from the realm of engineering and science into a realm that is a blend of art and science. Here we are now able to interrogate and analyze our data and information and begin learning from it. This is where interpretation and synthesis occurs. And the thing is, this learning doesn't have a switch that you can simply flip on. This is something that is going to take time, and there is no substitute for that. But over time, and with more experience, we become more knowledgeable and insightful. Ultimately, when we finally slay the drip dragon, we're in the land of Foresight. Here, we're becoming experts in harnessing all of our data and information. We've evolved from being really smart. We might even be considered wise now. But here, our collective experience not only allows us to have insight, but now we have the ability to begin to see what is likely ahead as a result of harnessing all of the signals from our data. And more importantly, we have the experience that allows us to proactively affect positive change to do things that will benefit the business now and for years to come. Okay, so here's this week's business tip. Drip is a real problem most business leaders are facing, and it's only going to get worse for your organization if you don't set out to solve it right away. This starts by getting your data house in order, implementing the appropriate set of tools and processes to deliver the information you need when you need it in order to make the decisions your organization wants and needs to make. And that's the real point right here, and I can't stress this enough. For you to be successful with this and for your organization to be able to evolve beyond information to knowledge to becoming insightful and transcending to foresight, you have to know what you are trying to accomplish, why you need to accomplish it, and you need the right people and processes in place to make this happen. And just remember, this won't happen overnight. But it's like they say, if you want a mighty oak tree, the best time to have planted it was years ago. But the next best time is today. If you want to conquer your organization's drip challenge and you haven't already started, do yourself a favor and get started today. So there you have it. That's this week's tip for getting your organization to its next level of profitable growth by creating clarity, alignment, and consistency. Thank you again for watching, and if you would like some help getting your drip under control, be sure to give us a call. All right then, we'll see you next time.